what we are calling the gold card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated.
In February 2025, U.S. President Trump proposed to replace the EB-5 investment immigration program with a gold card, priced at $5 million each. And those who purchase the gold card will be granted permanent U.S. residency. Trump said from the Oval Office, "We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million. And that's going to give you green card privileges, plus it's going to be a route to citizenship. And wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card." As soon as the news came out, it attracted attention from all walks of life. The Chinese people who were suffering from the CCP's tyranny seemed to see hope and responded immediately. Something big happened today. People in Shanghai and Guangzhou lined up overnight to apply for passports. Every family has someone ready to go abroad at any time. The consulates and immigration offices in Shanghai and Guangzhou are really almost overcrowded. Guess where these people go? This is all because of American President Trump, who issued a gold card priced at $5 million to the world. Of course, there are now more than 250,000 people queuing up for the U.S. gold card around the world. You can also get a U.S. permanent green card in as fast as 1 year, and if you live there for 2.5 years continuously, you can convert it into a U.S. passport. This is the EB-1A pathway for individuals with exceptional abilities. As soon as this news came out, people in Shanghai and Guangzhou were really excited, and every household started to apply for passports. This is a long line of people waiting to apply for visas in front of the U.S. consulate in Shanghai. The hall of the Shanghai Exit Entry Management Bureau was also crowded with people. I would like to update you with the latest news about the interview appointments for a U.S. visa. All the interview numbers in Shanghai in July this year have been booked, and there are no numbers released for the time being. So if you log into the U.S. visa appointment system today, you will not see any available appointment times. In other words, if you want to plan a trip in July or August, what you can do now is grab an expedited number. If you are planning to travel in the second half of this year, perhaps from September to December, please fill out your 160 form as soon as possible. Pay close attention to the time. Once the numbers start to be issued, you should get your time fixed as soon as possible and book an appointment for the interview. Such situations arise because there are too many people from Shanghai who want to immigrate to the US. Brothers, stop pretending and get straight to the point. The US visa interview in Shanghai can still be scheduled in the past 2 days. There are still slots, but the waiting time is a bit long, and the queue is until July. There are no dates available now and no slots available. The last time this happened was 2 years ago. When will the new slots be available? I'm waiting. That is, my guests are waiting for an appointment. It's too scary. The latest data from the Ministry of Civil Aviation shows that in the first quarter of this year alone, the number of people entering and leaving the Pudong Airport port exceeded 6.8 million. Among this group, less than 1.5 million were foreigners who entered. The rest are basically Chinese people leaving the country. It seems that a new wave of going abroad is coming. The blogger explained the reason why Shanghai's immigration wave is so hot. 380,000 Shanghainese are queuing up to go abroad, and their goals are surprisingly the same. Now, the consulate of this country is almost overwhelmed. The main reason is that the immigration threshold is too low, especially for people in first and second-tier cities. It's even easier to handle. If you can present a deposit certificate of hundreds of thousands of US dollars, you can apply for a second identity for your whole family. Not only can you open the door of 29 European countries at will, your children will have 14 years of free education, and there will be shortcuts for further studies in the future. Even your future retirement problems will be solved. In fact, not only in Shanghai but also in Guangzhou, people applying for immigration flock to the US consulate in Guangzhou to apply for visas. This crowded place is Guangzhou, the capital of Guangdong province. The US consulate in Guangzhou looks very busy in front of the door. There are long queues and the order is very good. Everyone has a small folder or a small bag in their hands to apply for the corresponding visa. There were so many people going to the US consulate in Guangzhou that the consulate's machines were paralyzed. The machine at the US consulate is broken, so they will resume processing the visas at 1 p.m. The machine is broken, right? Well, the US consulate encountered such a thing. All the people came out because the machine broke down. All these people have come out. The machines in the US consulate are broken. In Beijing, the capital of the Chinese Communist Party, many people are queuing up to process immigration. This is the line in front of the US Embassy in Beijing at 6 in the morning. It's estimated that there are more than 4,000 people on the scene. It's 5:50 in the morning now. I'm at a subway station in Beijing. I'm going to apply for a visa. Here are my documents. I'm wearing a San Francisco sweatshirt today. Wish me good luck. It has been 9 months since I applied for a visa. Today I can finally get it. I am so excited that I couldn't sleep last night. I hope it'll be approved. Way to go, it's dark this time. I scanned a shared bicycle, haha, and rode the bike to apply for a US visa. I hope it'll get approved. Go, go, go. There is a long line at the entrance of the US Embassy to store bags. Look, what is this? I have my visa now. I can buy my plane ticket. I'm coming to the US. This is the true attitude of many Chinese people towards immigration. Brothers, do you know? Right now, a US visa supports most of the tourism circle, and most of the tourism industry relies on US visas. I can't remember how many people have told me that when they travel to Europe, Australia, or the UK, they encounter Chinese tour groups, and 99% of the people who join the groups aim to apply for a US visa later. While applying for immigration, these people also rush to sell their homes. Those who are working like slaves are paying mortgages. I mean that other people already cashed out and left the market. You can see that a large number of people from Beijing and Shanghai have gone to Australia and Canada. So many people just sold their houses and cashed out for more than $1 million. They have harvested Chinese chives and left. It's incredible. Overnight, the whole of Shanghai is selling houses. 9 out of 10 people are listing their properties. Now, no one will ask you where you bought your house, right? They will only ask you if you have sold your apartments. It's like owning a home has become a joke. In the whole of Shanghai, more than 160,000 apartments are listed, and hundreds of new apartments are added daily. Just now, I listed all my properties in Shanghai, including ordinary residences, shops, and serviced apartments. Some people think that I did something wrong by choosing to sell my properties when the Shanghai real estate market is about to recover or has already recovered. However, even if I really did wrong and the house price really rose quickly, I would not regret it. Because I have sold all my own stress and will no longer have to bear such a heavy mortgage payment every month. Oh, let me tell you, the Shanghai real estate market has completely changed. When I looked at the data on resale homes, my hands were shaking. 160,000 lists. So many as 160,000 condos are listed for sale. Now, 8 out of 10 people on the street are selling their properties. You know, right? Now, when we meet, no one asks you where your home is located because instead asks you if you have sold it, right? The listing price drops 3 times a day. You can sell the condos in a community in Pudong area belonging to a school district at $11,023 per square meter last month. But now the owner is willing to negotiate for $8,956 per square meter. Guangzhou residents are also eager to sell their houses for cash. Overnight, the whole of Guangzhou is selling properties. The sky and earth are overturned. 99 out of the 100 people have their properties listed. Now they will no longer ask you where you bought the apartment. They will only ask you whether the properties have been sold or not and at what price. Now people holding properties in their hands has become a joke. The housing price is falling so fast that it catches people off guard. In 2019, when housing prices in Guangzhou were at their peak, Miss Lee spent $634,000 to buy a 130 square meter apartment. Unexpectedly, the epidemic hit and the couple lost their jobs. In 2023, the economy went down and Miss Lee had just given birth to a child. So her apartment worth $634,000 dropped to $386,000 and she collapsed.
80万打水漂了。
My $110,000 have gone down the drain. I lost $110,000 on the home I bought in Guangzhou. Adding interest and other fees, I have lost over $100,000 on this condo. All the money I earned from working hard in the past 10 years was put to fill this hole. Now I have no motivation to work anymore. I have a friend who is even worse off. The condo he bought in Foshan City for $500,000 or $600,000 is now worth only $200,000 or $300,000. He lost around $300,000 before he even moved in. Rich people can try to sell their homes and immigrate abroad, while ordinary people at the bottom have to live a miserable life.
广州海珠区
Hundreds of thousands of people are unemployed and unable to find jobs in Guangzhou's Heizhou district every day. These people have no choice but to sleep under bridges. This is Guangzhou, a first-tier city. There are really many people sleeping under bridges. Who can understand their bitterness and feelings? It's indeed difficult to find a job in Guangzhou this year. They sacrifice themselves to save money for their family. Who can understand and empathize with them? The blogger told the audience that it's very difficult to run the clothes manufacturing factories and businesses in Guangzhou this year, which has caused many people to lose their jobs and sleep under bridges. People who have not come to Guangzhou should not consider coming here. Beijing, the political center of the Communist Party of China and a first-tier city, is in a state of depression too.
你知道北京的写字楼出租市场都
Do you know how bad the office rental market in Beijing is? Look, there are 18 households on one floor, but only 5 are rented out. With such a good location in the southeast corner and the view, it only costs $4,100 to rent monthly, including heating and property management.
给大家看一看
Let me show you the true situation of Beijing's catering industry. This is the old Chongqing hot pot near the subway station. It has been closed for 2 years. In the beginning, the landlord wanted to sell the shop but failed. Later, he changed to rent it out, but still no one was willing to rent it. Now, he has changed the property for sale again. Look at the traces of the notice. There are several layers. What's scary is not that it's closed down, but that it hasn't had a new owner or tenant for almost 2 years. This is the food street of the University of International Business and Economics. Stores have been closing one after another since 2 years ago. There are still some that are holding on. It seems that many of them can't hold on during their winter vacation. This is such a good location right across from the university.
知道望京这个区之
Do you know how many internet companies there were in Wangjing Soho area before? Alibaba, Momo, Meituan, 58.com, Zhaopin, Himalaya, Ctrip, Youku, Douban, AutoNavi, Miss Fresh, and Uber.
现在真是各行各业的生意都不好做。
Business is really tough in all walks of life right now. We just went to have dinner at Pizza Hut, which is located in one of the best and most prosperous shopping malls in the sub-center of Tongzhou, Beijing. In such a big restaurant, there were only 2 or 3 tables, including ours, and no waiter. There was only a lady in the restaurant who looked like a cleaning lady and served us the food. During our eating time, this lady came over twice to solicit the product and solicit us to recharge the store card for $69. When we saw this situation, we didn't dare to recharge. We are afraid of what would happen if this restaurant went bankrupt. Beijing's economy has fallen to this state, and so has Shanghai.
现在我所在的位置呢，是位于这个上海市宝山区。
This location is in a commercial street in Baoshan District, Shanghai. It's called the Oriental World Trade Center. You can take a look. It's now 8:40 p.m., as you can see. In fact, when I first came here today, I found that in terms of type, I couldn't believe this is Shanghai. As you can see, it's morning time, and there is actually no one on the streets, and this street is a commercial street. It can be said there are more shops than people.
你们有没有发现上海的办公楼
Have you noticed that many companies are canceling their leases on office buildings in Shanghai? This phenomenon is really scary. After the Chinese New Year, I returned from my hometown and chatted with some friends. I learned that many companies had not opened in the office building where I work. Our building is now at least half empty. What does this mean? In addition to office buildings, the situation of shops along the street is not optimistic either. Basically, there is a transfer notice every 2 shops. The stores with storefronts that originally had 3 rooms have been reduced to 1, and the other 2 have been rented out to reduce costs and make up for the losses. We won't talk about these businesses. After all, business is not good now, and people are afraid to invest rashly. But now, even the vacancy rate of rental properties in the residential community has risen sharply, and the landlords' listing prices have been falling again and again. Where have all the people gone? Have they all gone to live in the company dormitory? Or maybe people who used to rent an entire property are now sharing the living space together in order to cut costs? Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou are 3 first-tier cities in China and 3 international metropolises. They play an important role in China, but they have collectively fallen into such a state. In fact, as early as June 2022, after Shanghai was lifted from the lockdown, a wave of immigration abroad was set off. Many Shanghai people sold their homes and immigrated with their families. This situation has been going on in recent years. Why have the economies of Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou declined so much? One of the reasons is that many wealthy people have immigrated abroad with their families, and they have taken away a lot of money. According to the latest report from investment immigration company Henley & Partners, in 2024 alone, an estimated 15,200 wealthy Chinese with a liquid investable wealth of 1 million or more have moved out of China, and their most popular immigration destinations are the US, Canada, the European Union, Singapore, Japan, and Hong Kong. This time, US President Trump's gold card also extends an olive branch to those wealthy Chinese people with financial strength. So we see that people in the 3 major cities are willing to queue up or even queue up overnight to apply for a US visa. They seek a normal and comfortable living environment for themselves and their families. This is what the Chinese often call voting with their feet. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.